It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
This is 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here, joined by the great Shaquille O'Neal and the equally great Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, it's the Washington Wizards as they'll be playing against the Atlanta.
Bye, Ernie.
It's Eastern Conference time. And it's the Hawks to start out. A look at Atlanta's opening lineup. Kemba Walker is out there with Bradley Beal. Then there's Measury, and there's Jackson, and it's Collins in a power forward position. Now here's Beal. Shot off the screen, and he hits the jump shot. Beal's got the game going with his first points of the game for the Hawks.
Just watching Beal operate when screens are involved, it's fantastic. I love how he finds available space.
George, with no one around, hangs home the trifecta.
And you can see there the defender gets caught up on the pick.
Team ball, great execution on offense. Everyone working together. You wish you could have that on every play.
Now here's Jackson. It's stolen by Carter. And Fox has it in the corner. Outside, George. They set the pick. There's a screen by Noel. Clock at 4. And it's George missing.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
The best laid plans, right? Well, I tell you right there, though, that's one they'll take every single time.
Now, here's Walker. Paul George unable to get his shot to go. Here's Beal. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
Oh, the mid-range game of Beal is so solid. The D has to be right up on him when he's on this area of the floor. You watch Bradley Beal play, and it seems like he's been in the league for a long time. And then you see his age, and you're surprised on how young he still is. Younger than most of the top shooting guards in the league.
Now Jackson, after Zach LaVine missed from long range. Walker with it, now guarded by Fox. Up again, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Oh, well, it's great seeing Beal get after it on the offensive glass. He's solid at putting himself in a good position to snag rebounds.
Outside, LaVine. The pass to George. Goes up at the stripe. Atlanta with the rebound. Last game matched up with the Magic. A tough loss there.
You know, they're the visiting team. It's a loud arena, very distracting at times, but simply no excuse for missing a ton of free throws.
And did you notice how each miss fired up the crowd even more? It became a vicious cycle.
Now here's LaVine. After Josh Jackson's miss. 1:16 left to play in the first quarter. Now let's find out what head coach Scott Brooks had to say to David Aldridge. D.A.?
He told me he's very pleased with how his team's play has progressed throughout the season. He said guys are finding their roles, and we're doing all the little things that tend to separate out the better teams. I just hope we can keep it going. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. Fox kicks to George. And there's the feed to Noel. Back to George.
You know, for a while now, the Wizards felt that they are just one key piece away from being a major player in the East. And they've yet to find that player in free agency, but to their credit, they've tried a number of times.
And he makes the first. And both free throws good for Paul George. Here's Walker. Not a good performance from him in that loss to Orlando. There's 39 seconds left to play in the first quarter. They set the pick to the middle. Here's Measury. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker.
And Walker is so good at spreading the floor, whipping the ball over to his teammates very quickly.
There's 21 seconds left in the first quarter. The three from George. Collins grabs the miss.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Fox against Walker. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
Even with the D swarming Walker, he rattles in these shots. Just an exceptional finisher close to the basket.
And we reached the end of the first quarter. Fox. Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And when you consider how it... Wizards trail by 5. On the court right now for the Hawks. Measuring is out there with Collins. Then there's Bradley Beal. And there's Kemba Walker. And it's Jackson in at the 3 spot. Measuring with the steal. Oh, and a fast break for Atlanta. Jackson, that's good. Jackson's got the first points up on the board here in the second quarter for Atlanta. Fox with it. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Outside, Levine. Collins against George. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Levine for 3. Drains it from beyond the arc. Levine's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Atlanta leading by 4. There's a good screen. Jackson against Carter. It's good. Jackson's got 4 this quarter. Well, we always talk about how different eras of the NBA had different feels and how the game was called and how the game was played. Chris, what is the biggest change you have seen to the game since your era?
2 changes. One, you can't hand check. And that's really physical. That used to wear you down, take you out the game, and that stopped the freedom of movement. And that, along with playing the zone, where you can't just guard a guy and have to stay in your area. Those are 2 big changes because it really helped the offense. And so we want to see a lot of scoring, but today it's not easier to score because these guys have wonderful skill sets, but the game makes it easier to score because of the rules, because you can get to the line so many times. Because before a hand check, you couldn't get to the free throw line if a guy pushed you out of bounds almost because the game was expected to be physical.
Right.
Oh, just a solid screen to free him up. Makes the layup possible.
Outside, Walker. And he's fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming up.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
And last season, I think, Greg, there was a time when Kemba Walker was playing basketball, you know, as well as any point guard in the NBA.
No doubt. I mean, not to say he's the best in our league, but he is certainly climbing up the list. You can't ignore his impact on this team. Has worked to improve each season he's been in the league.
And it's George missing.
He's not the only one to blame for them being behind, but he hasn't helped their cause much.
Beal gets a wide open look. The shot's good on the assist by Walker. Beal's got the lead up to 7 now for Atlanta. George sets a screen for Fox, and Carter has it in the corner. There's Noel, off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Tough effort right there on the glass. Those second chance points can pay off in a big way.
Beal dishes to Collins. .59 seconds left in the first half of the game. He kicks to Jackson. The Hawks working the ball around. Walker with a clean look. Another 3 for Atlanta.
He played a very solid first quarter. Now he's taking it up a notch here in the second.
George sets a screen for Fox. There's a screen by Noel. Fox, no good.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Yeah, he has that capacity. He knows exactly where to position himself to protect the rim.
And Walker kicks to measuring. There's Jackson with the 3. And out of bounds as the Wizards gain possession. Wizards trail by 8.
Don't have to be in a hurry. They can hold for the last one.
No question. It's not easy to be patient, but you really don't want to give up an extra possession.
Fox against Walker. Fox passes to Levine. And here's George. And he banks in the layup. George has got 10.
There's no lack of aggression on his part. When he's got the chance to score, he'll take it.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to...
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime
Hey everybody,
Show.
Ernie Johnson joined by Kenny the Jet. A competitive matchup for Atlanta in the first quarter. They saw their lead grow to a high water mark of 5 in the period. Looking at the Hawks, Kenny, what do you think?
Well, I like their effort on the board because the game could...
And that is just a...
And it's been a back and forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now. Washington's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. While we've got a moment, let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. So on the floor for Washington, Carter out there with Paul George. And it's Fox. Then it's Noel. And it's Levine in at the two-guard spot. 6 on the shot clock. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Levine's got the first points of the third quarter up on the board for Washington. And Walker kicks to Measuring. Feeds it to Jackson. Walker the pass to Measuring. And they pick up 2. And the Hawks lead by 6.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Fox kicks to Noel. At the elbow, it's George. Shoots over Beal. Another one falls for Washington.
And George just has that extra gear. Once he kicks into it, he is nearly impossible to stop.
But the book on Kemba Walker used to be that you could stay behind the screens, not work that hard, duck behind them because he wasn't going to do anything special. Well, he's worked on that, and he's fixed it, and it's paid off. We've seen his field goal percentage fly up in recent years, and that also means his ankle breaker moves have come up because now you have to respect his jump shot, and his ball handles some of the best in the NBA.
There's the pick. Beal against George. Takes a shot at the elbow. A second chance effort. Measuring with the rebound. Measury's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
And battling hard on the glass, they hold the advantage here so far.
Beal the pass to Measuring. The dish now to Walker. Atlanta needs to get off a shot here. Kept alive. Wizards trail by 6. Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Carter dishes to Levine. That one wide left. And part of the jump for Kemba has been his shot. But it also, Chris, seems that he plays within himself, I think, a lot more now. He used to force the offense, but now is much more patient.
Well, yeah, he's done a great job in addressing the weaknesses he's had in this game. He's a complete point guard. That's what a leader does for their team, and he is the leader of that locker room.
Beal can't get it to go. The Wizards have gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the third quarter. Levine kicks to Fox. Carter the pass to Fox. Right side George. Yes, it is. Scored that as a bucket. Number 5 on a 5 for 11 night.
And the mid-range jumper really right in George's comfort zone. When he isn't blowing by guys and finishing at the rim, he's knocking that one down with consistency.
Outside Jackson. Off the pick. And it's good off the back rim and in. Jackson's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
And Jackson isn't bashful about pulling up from the mid-range. He just has a nice-looking stroke from that spot on the floor.
Noel, a screen on Collins. 6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Here's Walker. He's got 10. Outside Jackson. Pass to Measuring. There's the screen from deep. Walker. And the 3 ball is good. And now it's a 9-point Atlanta lead.
Well, that lead's only going to keep growing if he keeps shooting it like he has so far.
Here's Levine. He doesn't hit that one.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Well, that takes physical ability, good timing, those two things that he possesses.
And so it's Atlanta, ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. Their lead is where it is because they've gotten good shots. A lot of good shots. Right back after this break. Head coach Mike Budenholzer is mic'd up along the sideline. Let's check.
We don't need to be in a hurry to beat us.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up. 2K Sports, happy to have you with us. The Hawks leading by 9. On the court for Atlanta, they've got Bradley Beal. Jackson is out there with Collins. And there's Kemba Walker. And it's Mejri in at the 5. And Chris, you've been working as an analyst now for quite some time. Do you feel that how you view and enjoy the game has changed as you've transitioned from being a player on the floor to the booth?
You know what? I've learned a lot, and I've learned to look at the game a different way, but I look at the game the same way. I think the onus is on the player to execute what the coach and the GM puts out there for you to do, for you not to become a one-dimensional player, for you to improve in the summertime. That's the only time you can improve. And when you don't come back and you don't improve, it's obvious that you have the same glaring weaknesses that you had the year before. Even if you're not on a team that can compete for a championship, you want to make sure that you compete for a championship, that you compete for an all-star, that you compete to have your name out there. And so a lot of times we'll watch some of those teams, and I love seeing that they compete or if they laid it down early in the season. So, no, I would say that really what gives me an advantage is that the way that I looked at the game, and hopefully, you know, that gives me a unique perspective when I'm out there trying to talk to other basketball heads like myself.
There's a screen by Noel. Levine kicks to George. That's good, and it's Levine with the assist. And that's 17 points for Paul George.
He is a dangerous outside shooter, and if you leave him open, he can bury them consistently.
Walker with it, and it's Carter picking him up. And it's Walker penetrating over Carter. Here's Collins. And 3 chances on that possession, but they just couldn't find a way to score. And Fox has it in the corner. That one doesn't go. So the Hawks will take it the other way. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. Offensive rebound, Collins. No good with the layup. Wizards trail by 6. It's deflected. And that one's good. Noel. Atlanta's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. And Beal kicks to Walker. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. It's going to be on Nerlens Noel.
Sometimes the D is helpless against Walker. His speed, cleverness, and touch from everywhere makes him a near impossible cover.
And so both free throws are good, and it's a 6-point ball game.
And those free throws, they're like little daggers, carving them out a bigger cushion.
Here's a screen by Noel. Fox kicks to George. The Wizards working the ball around now, and Washington again with the bucket.
And all of a sudden, that great run makes this a ball game again. And now is no time to take your foot off the gas. They have got to stay aggressive.
Absolutely. Absolutely. When you fight your way back into a game, the last thing you want to do is get satisfied with that and not complete the comeback.
Over to the wing. Here's Fox. Here's Noel. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Both free throws good from Noel.
And that makes it a 1-possession game, guys. Got to be the biggest free throws of the game thus far.
Here's Walker and the pass to Jackson. Collins kicks to Beal. Outside, Walker. Passes to Mejri. It falls!
Wow, that is cold-blooded.
We want people to tune in, don't we? This is what they're tuning into. Big moments.
Time called here. The Wizards decide to talk it over. They're behind by 4. 46 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Kemba Walker.
And his focus, guys, has been laser sharp, and his touch from the field, flawless. The teammates have worked hard to get him the ball in some good position, and boy, has he rewarded them with a spectacular shooting performance. Great call to keep running all those sets for him.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
During that break, Kevin, I heard what Scott Brooks said to his team. He told them they have to pick it up. He said there's no time like the present, fellas. Embrace the moment, and let's take back this game. See what they can do, Kevin.
And low percentage look on that one. Not sure what he was thinking.
Sometimes you get a little outside of yourself. You have to be a little more disciplined.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
So the first one drops, and that puts them up by 5.
Walker is a superb point guard, an exceptional mix of quickness, shooting, and passing.
Washington calls timeout. They're trailing by 6. 19 seconds left in the game. Now, here's Fox. Back to George. There's the 3. Connects! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
And there's never been any question about George's three-point range. He just goes through stretches where he knocks down the 3 at a ridiculous rate. You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
And so he drops them both. It's a 5-point game.
Well, they can breathe easy now thanks to those free throws. They won't have to sweat this one out.
Levine kicks to Carter. On the wing, George fires the 3. That shot missing. And so the Hawks take the win. A narrow win under difficult circumstances. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it up, folks.
George was 66. Noel with 18 and 21. Levine and Carter both with 15. Darren Fox with 15 assists. I got a low stat line. Not too happy with Levine going for 2 for 6 and George only shooting 30%. They had quite a few wide open shots. Walker was 66 and 12 assists. Beal with 27. Jackson and Mejri both with 18. Mejri with 30 boards. John Collins with 12 boards and kept a low stat line. They beat me from within the paint, so yeah.
This feels like a victory.